you about speech aid in linguistic. So before I start to share my material, let me introduce myself first. My name is Amin Wahyuti, but everyone call me Amina. I'm from Yogyakarta, especially Gunung Kidul. Right now, I study at University of Sarjana Widya Taman Siswa, and my student number is 2022-002-003. Okay, well, I have already mentioned myself, and next I will moving to the material, guys. Okay. Okay, I have prepared my paper. The title is Understanding Speech Act by me. Okay. To the next, the first slide. Here is definition of speech act. So guys, what is speech act? In linguistics, speech act is an utterance defined in terms of a speaker's purpose and influences on a listener. Speech act might be request, warning, premises, apologize, greeting, or any declaration. And the next. Okay, here are theory speech act. Theory speech act. This speech act theory is concerned with the ways in which words can be used not only to present information, but also carry out actions. Speech act theory was introduced in 1975 by Oxford philosopher, which is J.L. Austin, in How to Do Things with Words, and further developed by American philosopher, which is J.R. Searle. Sorry, it is some problem, guys. Okay, here is the first theory is from Austin. Austin's theory of speech, specifically his concept of speech act, focus on the idea that when we speak, we are not just conveying information, but we're also performing actions. He categorized speech act into three types. The first one is locutionary acts, and the second one is illocutionary act, and then the third is perlocutionary act. Okay. Now, moving to the first theory, that is locutionary act. Okay, this is the act of producing the sentence and its literal meaning, which describes a specific arrangement of words conveying the idea that a cat is located on a map. Now, the sentence is the cat is on the map. Now, in this example, the locutionary act is the utterance of the sentence itself and the understanding of its literal meaning. Austin's theory helps us to distinguish between the mere utterance of word, which is locutionary act, and deeper intentions or effect behind the utterance, or illocutionary and perlocutionary act. Okay, the second one is illocutionary acts. Illocutionary act in J.L. Austin theory or speech act refer to the intended force or function behind an utterance. These acts go beyond the literal meaning of the words and encompass the speaker's communicative intention. Now, the example of the sentence is, could you pass the salt? Now, in this example, the illocutionary act is the act of making a request. The speaker is not merely stating a fact about passing the salt. Rather, they are using the sentence to perform the illocutionary act of asking someone to pass salt. The force behind the utterance is a request for action from the listener. Okay, we moving to the next theory is perlocutionary acts. Now, here is illocutionary act in J.L. Austin theory of speech act refer to the intended perlocutionary acts focus on the outcomes or effect of speech act on the listener or audience, emphasizing the ways in which word can influence emotion, attitude, and behavior. Now, the example of the sentence is, I'm really sorry for forgetting your birthday. The speaker's intentions was to apologize, which is illocutionary act, and the impact on the listener is perlocutionary act, is the emotional response of forgiveness and a potential improvement in a relationship. Okay, we're moving to Searle's speech act theory. Now, John Searle expand upon Austin's work and introduced the concept of speech act theory. Searle's focus was on the relationship between language and social reality, particularly how language functions to create social structures. Then, Searle's speech act theory, Mr. Searle identified 5 speech act categories. The first one is assertive. It commits the speaker to the truth of the expressed proposition. It likes stating, claiming, and describing. And the second one is directive. It attempts to get a listener to do something like ordering, requesting, and commanding. The third is commissive. It commits the speaker to a future course of action like promising, vowing, and averring. And the fourth is expressive. It expresses the speaker's attitudes and emotion. It like apologize, thanking, and congratulating. And the last one is declarations. It brings about a new state of affairs just by the act of making the statement. It like baptize, firing someone, and pronouncing someone married. Okay, well, let's moving to the next slide. Now, this is the example of assertives. The example of sentence is, the meeting starts at 10 a.m. The locutionary act is uttering the sentence and its literal meaning about the meeting time. The illocutionary act is asserting or stating a fact about the meeting time. Well, in this example, the illocutionary act is the assertion, and the speaker is conveying information about the meeting time, making a statement they believe to be true. The assertive speech act is one of the locutionary forms that Austin identified, emphasizing the speaker's commitment to the truth of the proposition expressed. Okay, moving to the next slide is commissive. Now, this is the example of commissive. The example of the sentence is, I will submit the report by Friday. The locutionary act is uttering the sentence and its literal meaning, expressing a commitment to submit the report by Friday. Then the illocutionary act is committing or promising to submit the report by Friday. In this example, the illocutionary act is a commissive. The speaker is not merely providing information or making a request, but is committing to a future action, submitting the report by Friday. Commissives involve the speaker taking on an obligation or responsibility for a future event, and they play a crucial role in interpersonal communication. Well, next is expressive. The example is, I'm so sorry for your loss. In the sentence, the locutionary act is uttering the sentence and its literal meaning, expressing sympathy for someone's loss. And the illocutionary act is expressing sorrow that or sympathy of the listener loss. In this example, the illocutionary act is an expressive. The speaker is not making a statement of fact or giving a comment, but is conveying their emotional state of sorrow and sympathy for the listener loss. Expressives are important in conveying the speaker's attitudes or emotion and play a significant role in interpersonal communication. Okay, that's all from my paper. I think hopefully it benefit. Okay, that is all my paper. Hopefully it can understood, and thank you for listening to me, and see you on the next video. Bye.